Like, rent is absolutely insane. You can't save any money to be able to buy a place. They don't want us to own anything, and they literally want to like destroy your dreams of starting a life. It's just so embarrassing.
Y'all really need to check in on those middle classers, because I'm telling you, I just went to the grocery store. I bought about 5 days worth of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, some fresh produce, maybe a bag of chips and a gallon of juice. And let me tell you, $400. What? Half my check gone. You know, we make too much to get any EBT with any kind of government assistance, anything. I'm telling you, it's a hard life out here, especially for those middle class people. So y'all need to check in, because we out here hurting, okay?
Hi, can I help you?
Big Mac, filet fish, large fry. Chicken McNugget.
Happy meal?
Happy meal?
Would you want orange soda? Orange soda.
Okay, you want sauce for the nuggets?
Ketchup.
Ketchup? Okay.
And I'll have a hamburger, small fry, and a Diet Coke.
What size Diet Coke will it be? Anything for dessert? Okay, for you? That comes to $10.84, please. Go again. I need a small orange and a small diet, please.
I got the happy meal again.
Thanks, Jason. $10.84. Out of $11?
I don't need to budget. Prices either need to go down or my pay needs to go up. I think I'm someone who's fairly reasonable with my spending. I pay my bills, I take care of my needs first and foremost, I take care of my wants within a reasonable parameter. Like, I don't spend exorbitant amounts of money to the point where I need to track how much I'm spending because money's just flying out of my ears. Things just cost too much. So again,
So I had a conversation with my boomer dad and boomer uncles about why people didn't want to work anymore, and I said something that I think is true and I want to share it with you. First of all, let me share with you some of their condescending thoughts. One of the points my boomer relatives said is, why do people expect work to be good? It's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be comfortable. That's why you call it work. We didn't expect it to be comfortable. We labored in uncomfortable situations and we did it in order to make a living. We didn't expect luxuries. You guys expect luxuries. And let's just derail the conversation twice here for a second. First of all, who is telling them that we want luxury? And that's something that for some reason we're unwilling to put up with uncomfortable situations. All of us worked through college. All of us. I don't know a single person who didn't have a job, who didn't work almost full time all the way through college, even though they were going to college full time. I did that. Almost everybody else I know did that. Secondly, most of us are just asking for health care and affordable housing. I don't understand where the concept of luxury is coming from. A place to sleep and have some money to buy food and then maybe go out every once in a while is most of what people are asking for. And not to be terrified of future and retirement and dying poor and lonely. So straight out of the gate, I don't know who is feeding them this bullshit narrative. Now, secondly, a little over a 20-year period of time, the dollar lost almost half of its value. And in 2000, most boomers were in their 40s when that began to happen. Since 1970, there's been a 500% increase or more in the consumer price index. A 1,500% increase in tuition, at least amongst higher education places like Harvard, and only a 10% increase in wages. In addition, baby boomers will not retire and get out of the way so that younger people can have careers, with 50% nearly of millennials and Gen Z, and 1/3 of Gen Xers saying that they've blocked their career progression. So let's return to the main criticism that these boomers had of millennials and Gen Z, that we didn't want to work, we didn't like working, we thought it was too uncomfortable and we didn't want to do it anymore. It's not that we don't want to. It's that the bargain used to be that for 2,000 hours of work a year-ish, you could afford a life. And that's just not true anymore. You can work as hard as you want, you're not going to get ahead. So work has always been bullshit. We've just realized that it's no longer worth doing because you don't get anything for it anymore.
I
was just at my local grocery store, and the woman ahead of me was buying a significant amount of groceries, and the cashier even said, wow, you know, what are you making? And she said, oh, this is just dinner for my family. This is typical. And I thought, wow, like, you must have a big family. It must be, I'm thinking in my head, this must be so hard for you to feed a large family. Right now, it's typically just my daughter and I have a hard time keeping up with the cost of food. And then she went to pay, and her card declined. And I like turned my back because I've had that happen to me, and it's mortifying. So I turned my back and kind of pretended I was looking at the candy, and I could feel her embarrassment and her shame. And the cashier was like, "Don't worry about it." You know, she's like, "Oh, I got it. I'm gonna go talk to my husband." And I just felt so bad for that woman, because even specifically at a grocery store, it's like worse because you're trying to feed your family and your card declines. It's just, it's it's a moment you'll never forget. I've had it happen. It's pretty mortifying. I felt so bad for her, and I like, right now I'm home and I still feel bad, and her bill was like, I don't know, it was like $98. And I wish I'd offered to pay for it, you know, but things are tight for me too. So I thought about it for a second, and I was like, no, you just paid for this today, and you have to pay for this tomorrow, and like, I'm scared to give someone $100, which is really sad. You know, I wish so much now that I'm home, I wish I had given her that $100 and just said I'll pay for it. But I was scared for myself and my own budget. It's just so awful right now. It's so awful, and I feel sick. I feel sick to my stomach.
I don't need to budget. Prices either need to go down or my pay needs to go up.
Literally everything he just said was facts. Because at this point, I think, like, we past surviving. Like, we fed, everybody's fed up, bro. Everybody is fed up. They tell you to go to college, you go to college. You get debt, you come out of college, you can't even find a job because you don't got experience. Then they talking about internships without pay. When I found that, I was like, what? I'm giving you time and you're not paying me? And no. People are really out here, like, contemplating if they should pay the bills or they should, like, pay the medicine. Like, it's absolutely absurd that, like, we're living in times where, like, at this point, you got to pay to die. Like, God forbid you break your arm or you go get a checkup at the ER, like, and, like, the old heads are absolutely clueless because they're telling you, oh, like, you're just lazy. This generation is just lazy. Go out and get a job. Like, the whole American dream, stop. Because if the next old person that comes to me and tells me that, oh, it's because I'm lazy, I'm not trying hard enough, or like, you see how dumb you sound. Now you got to get slapped because we not living in the same time. So I'm gonna need you to wake up.
So I just left Walmart and I paid $20 for a bag of wings, okay? And a bottle of wing sauce. I'm gonna make wings today, and I paid $20 damn for Walmart brand and wing sauce. I'm literally infuriated at this shit, you guys. Like, I can't keep living like this, and I'm sure a lot of other people can't keep living like this.
If the last 40 years repeats itself, in 2063, we'll see these prices. A new car will cost about $136,000. The average rent will be about $9,000 a month. The gas price will be about $13 a gallon. An average home will cost about $1.9 million. And the average salary will be about $100,000 a year. Now look, we can laugh about these numbers all we want because they are pretty comical. But unfortunately, we live in a clown world. And this might just happen because inflation, like all other things, unfortunately compounds. Remember back in 2008 when the world was melting and Ben Bernanke came out with these huge stimulus packages, people criticized him because they thought, oh my God, $500 billion, that's wild. $700 billion, that's insane. And then whenever the lockdowns occurred in 2020 and we printed trillions upon trillions of dollars, they said the same exact thing. They're like, oh my God, that's insane. That's so much money. Well, the next time something happens and they pivot and they print money, how much do you think it's going to be? It's not going to be single digit trillion. It's going to be tens of trillions of dollars. AOC already said she wants to implement a $90 trillion spending initiative on climate. That should give you an idea of how much we are going to inflate this currency away over the course of time. Not only that, but our world is just getting harder. Gas prices are going to go up because, simply put, there's not going to be enough gas. Saudi Arabia is already reducing the amount of gas it's selling. Russia has cut off exports. In the U.S., well, we just don't want to frack for shit here, which is a shame because we really could, and our gas would be a lot cheaper. And unfortunately, gas goes into every one of these other things. It goes into how much your car costs. It goes into how much the rent is because you need gas for a lot of things that build a fucking house, or at least go in the house. So you see where this is going. If you don't start making and investing money now, you're never gonna get rich. And I'm saying this in a position of absolute fear. I am fearful every day that I'm not going to make enough. Because quite frankly, we don't know how much it's going to take. It might take an ungodly number that none of us are going to be able to reach. And if that's the case, so be it. But we got to try because there's no nobility in throwing in the towel. And I am not trying to be caught in this slavery mess.
Here's some more things I'm just not spending money on in 2023 because of inflation. First up, a new iPhone. I've had an iPhone for a decade and I do the upgrade every 2 years, get the new phone. And this year I'm due for an upgrade and I am not doing it. First off, this phone is like no different. And also I have one that works and so I just don't need to spend the money. Second, Target trips. Remember when you were just bored or you just needed to get out of the house and so you were like, I'll just go to Target. And then you check out with spending $50 or more on things that you weren't going to buy anyway. I do not go inside Target anymore. I shop at Target, but it's all through Drive Up. Shopping that way allows me to just go and purchase things that I already know that I need rather than just browsing aisles and buying things that I truly don't need. Next up, high-end clothing. Last year, I got a few pieces from Lululemon. They're great. This year, shop on the Amazon dupes. Don't have the budget for that. And finally, vacation. Now, my husband and I did take a vacation earlier this year that we planned since like February, and we got it for a really good deal because we did it through like a timeshare promo kind of thing. But other than that, we do not have any vacations planned. Normally, I like to have like something in the works to look forward to, but not right now. We don't need that. And it's not even that we can't afford these things, but it's just that it's become so expensive that I don't see the value in it, and so we'd rather spend our money elsewhere. Is there anything that you are no longer spending money on in 2023 because of inflation? Let me know.
Things I've given up since the cost of living has become outrageous. Part 1 of infinity. I've seen these videos all over the place, and I absolutely love them. It's terrible, but it helps me to not feel so alone in the world, to know that I'm not the only one that has given up just simple, basic things that I used to do all the time, but can't afford to do it anymore. So here's 3 things. I'll give you 3. I've got way, way, way more than that. So if you'd like a part 2, part 3, part 87, I can probably get up to that number. Comment below. Let me know if you want a second or third or 47th part of it. The first thing I've given up, because the cost of living in 2023 is absolutely insane, is unnecessary expensive food purchases. Like olive oil. I don't buy olive oil anymore. It's fucking expensive. We just go with the off-brand vegetable oil or whatever's on sale. I used to buy olive oil all the time because it's better for you, and I was, trying to be all healthy and stuff, and I could afford to do that back then. Can't do that anymore now. Another thing that I don't buy is bread. I don't buy bread anymore. I learned how to make it. It's a lot easier than what you think. If you want a recipe, let me know. And it's way more delicious, and it's way cheaper. And it's kind of fun. You get to knead it and, punch it and take some aggression out. And it tastes a lot better. And things like mixes, like pancake mixes, cornbread mixes, don't buy any of that shit anymore. It's convenient, yeah, it's nice, but you can make that shit for a lot cheaper. And it tastes... Thing number 2 that I've had to give up because the cost of living is so insane is just random presents. Back in the day, back when, shit didn't suck so much, I would just, take my kids out on a Saturday or something when they were out of school and be like, hey guys, you want to go, you've been really good this week, you want to go and get a toy, or do you want to go out for ice cream or something like that? Or if I happen to be out shopping for myself, which I can't do that anymore either, but if I happen to be out, like, you know, going to get myself a little something or other, and I saw something I thought my husband would like, I would buy it. I'd be bored sitting here at night and, you know, just scrolling around on my phone, and I'd be like, I want to get on Amazon and buy myself a piece of jewelry or a, you know, a new outfit, something. I don't do that anymore. I don't, like, even go and, like, get my kids, like, little coloring books or anything like that anymore. It's just, I just don't. It's, the cost of living is too much. Damn, you're loud. All right. Thing number 3 that I've had to give up because the cost of living is so high is getting my hair done. Like, I know you see I'm struggling here. Y'all, my hair used to be white. Like, I got it, like, just bleached to the max all the time. I've been having my hair highlighted, heavily highlighted, since I was 12 years old. I'm 36 now. That's a good portion of my life. But I haven't had my hair done in like 2 years, and this is its natural color now. And at this point, it's like, well, you're finally at your natural color after I don't know how many years. You might as well just leave it alone and let it rest for a little bit. But also, if that wasn't the case, like, leave it alone, let it rest for a little bit. Even if I wanted to get it done, I can't afford it. It cost me over $100 every time I used to do my hair, and I just can't justify spending that anymore. Like I said, I got a ton more of these. There's so many more. I have a list. It's a very long one. I've got way more. If you want a part 2 on here, comment down there and let me know. And stitch this video and let me know what you have given up. Because the cost of living is so insane here lately. And, I mean, it sucks. But it does, like, seeing these videos makes me feel like I'm not alone in the world. So, you know, there's a small, you know, little bit of happiness in it, where if you know that putting your struggles out there and making sure that somebody else knows that they're not alone, go ahead and stitch this and make your own what I've given up videos. It helps a little. I mean, nobody likes to feel alone. So I've got more of them. If you'd like to see them, comment down below. Let me know. See you on the next one.
Things that I have given up as the cost of living increases.
Oh my god, I love this game. For me, number 1 is lunch. 3 meals a day. What am I, a millionaire? There is now breakfast and dinner, lunch, a 3rd meal every day. Yeah, absolutely the fuck not. She mentioned fresh fruit. My number 2 is fresh anything. I have frozen berries, tinned fruit, frozen vegetables, frozen meat and fish, fresh food, insane. Number 3 would be prescription medications, medicines that I've been prescribed for my chronic illnesses, for my disabling health conditions. It is no longer possible for me to afford all of them, so some of them had to get cut. Number 4, therapy. I used to go every fortnight to do like EMDR and stuff to treat my PTSD. We're also starting to figure out how I learn to live in the world now that I know that I'm autistic and that I have all these sensory needs and other shit, but I can't afford that anymore, even with the Medicare rebate. And the last thing I've had to give up is hope.
Do you know why people steal groceries in this economy? It's because this costs $23. This salad is $10. These 4 mozzarella balls are $5.16, and this little balanced snack, almost $9. 23 bucks for that. Also, tell me why every one of these items individually is more expensive than ice cream. $4.99 for ice cream, which is unhealthy and you shouldn't be promoting people to buy. but it's more expensive than all of these items individually. $2.49. Does anybody remember when craft dinner boxes were 50 cents a box? $2.50 a box now? It's fucking absurd. That used to be like the ultimate poor man's meal. And now I can't afford it.
Getting better at it.
Oprah thinks she has figured out why Americans are so unhappy.
Why do you think we're in a happiness slump in America?
Ooh, I will tell you, one of the most profound reasons, I think, is because
We're broke. We are broke. The system is broken. We can't afford the food that we want. Numbers in my bank account. A full tank of gas, 4 good tires, no oil change. Nobody has all 3. We are poor. We need vacations. You bought 2,000 acres of land in Hawaii on discount. When the Maui fires were going on, you didn't open up your private roads. Could have saved a lot of lives. Obvious land grabs. Give the land back to the people. Had the nerve to ask us for money. We all can't afford health care or housing. Literally anything. We can't afford it. Apparently, you're floor plan illiterate. Can't read the room. Words like inflation, recession, depression, debt, student loans, government lies, corporate greed, billionaire, trillionaire, teaching our children bullshit, politics, Democrat, Republican, either party. Please stop playing in our faces. Anything out of your mouth besides we are poor is the wrong answer. We are broke.
I don't think there's anything wrong with adults living with their parents.
I don't think people understand. Right now, the average amount of money you have to make in order to live by yourself is $60,000 a year, meaning you have to get paid $30 an hour. Come here, and that is just to cover rent. That's not including furniture. That's not including other bills. That's not including car issues, right? If you were to put all that together, you'd have to make about $75,000 a year, meaning you have to get paid over $35 or $40 an hour. So if you know somebody that is making you feel bad because you live at home with their parents, unless they are making $40 an hour at their job, they're definitely lying to you about their living situation. They either live in a closet or they have 4 roommates. There's nothing wrong with staying with your parents right now, because at this moment in time, the new generation, they can't save any money. The only thing going up is the cost of things, not the actual payment towards their lives.
Since everything's expensive now, I've made an executive life decision. I'm gonna start stealing again.
I live in Australia, and I am consistently seeing in the media stories about the record-breaking theft that is happening at grocery stores, and then seeing all of the technology that these grocery store chains are rolling out to catch people doing it. And then I'm seeing separate articles about the record-breaking profits that these grocery store chains are celebrating. And not once, and correct me if I'm wrong, send it my way to like give me some fucking hope for journalism these days, but not once have I seen a story, I don't know, pair these two together and maybe ask the question, why are people resulting to thievery, to potentially altering the course of their lives just so that they can, I don't know, eat, feed the fam? People are, risking their lives by stealing, or risking their lives by not eating enough because they can't afford to eat, or they're getting sick from foraging. We live in a nightmare!
Good morning. Since nobody's saying this, I'm gonna tell you myself. I don't think you guys are understanding what's going on right now. Christmas is canceled. 2023 Christmas is canceled. Unless you're a millionaire, of course. That doesn't concern you. For us poor folks out here that was trying to make ends meet to make our kids happy, Christmas is canceled. You know what else is canceled? Thanksgiving is canceled. You want to know why Thanksgiving is canceled? As of November 1st, everything we used to buy for $1 is not going to be worth no damn dollar. Alexa, what are some things...
Things include both countable and uncountable items. They range from tangible objects like grass and sand to intangible concepts like faces and eyes. These things can be both living and non-living.
we import from China?
From thebusinesstoday.in. The major import items from China are telecom instruments, computer hardware and peripherals, fertilizers, electronic components/instruments, project goods, organic chemicals, drug intermediates, consumer electronics, electrical machinery, etc.
She said etc. That means there's more, right? Everything you used to buy, let's say the phone's like $900 to $1,000, is gonna go up to at least, let me get my calculator. So a phone right now is going for $1,200. That's like lowballing it, right? Times 50. A phone's gonna be worth $6,000. Is that right? No, that's wrong. $60,000 for a fucking telephone, bitch. If y'all don't get your flip phones like right the fuck now, you're fucked. You're fucked. Every simple little thing we used to get for the low, multiply it by 50. Or 55. I don't know how they're gonna go about it, but they're not importing shit to us at the low price. My only question right now is my car going to stay the price that it is right now? Because if it's not, I might as well start biking right now. Because I'm not paying for it. I'm not paying for it if it goes up any higher. My only advice would be to bulk up, stack up on as much as you can between now and October. Because as of November 1st, babes, we're fucked. Hence why Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, bitch, that shit's over. That shit's over. Your New Year's November now. Okay? Your New Year's November. We're fucked. We're big time fucked, bitch. Don't buy anything you don't need. Yo, wigs are gonna be expensive as shit. I need to order some now. Wigs are... A wig goes for $200 right now. $10,000 for a wig. Cut it down. Half of us don't even have $10,000 in the savings account. They're not telling us shit. They're not telling us. They're not saying this on the news. They want to calm us down. Okay. Remember when I asked Alexa, what are
All right, come on, please.
the things that we import? She mentioned drugs. Think about the people that are reliant on certain specific drugs. The insurance companies...
I'm having trouble hearing. Can you say that again?
I ain't talking to you, ho. Can you think about the amount of people that can't even afford their fucking health insurance and their copay? Can you imagine if health insurance is gonna cover inflation? That's a valid question. I have to think about this because when you think about people going through withdrawals after being hooked on something that the doctors prescribe them, everyone's gonna go fucking nuts, bro. As of November, they don't give a fuck. If they don't burn us to death, we will kill ourselves. That's what they're banking on. Y'all, I'm leaving. But then where am I gonna go? Because other places are on fire too.
It's every country.
And these niggas got lasers. So, I'm kind of fucked here too.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I gotta think about this, but I had to tell you guys. I had to put it in your radar, because if you can't afford something now, imagine how you're gonna be able to afford it in November, babes. So I want to quickly respond to this comment because it's a very good question. So I'm going to use Russia as an example because that's where we trade. That's one of the countries that's involved in BRICS. And I already used the China example in my last video. So Russia is going to be a new example. So I went on the Office of the United States Trade Representative website, and they were able to inform me of the things that we import from Russia. And one of those things is fertilizers. That was also mentioned that we trade fertilizers with China as well. But $1 over 50 bricks, when you do that conversion and you look into how much fertilizer we get from Russia, according to the website, as of 2022, we trade $963 million worth of fertilizer from Russia. Russia imports $963 million US dollars worth of fertilizer to us. So when we pay them that, we then give those fertilizers to Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, Amazon, all those things, and then they then distribute it to us as consumers so we can, put fertilizers on our grass, whatnot you use fertilizers for. To make that make sense, if the merchant is paying more, the consumer will then have to pay more because the original trade costs more to get here. So that conversion that was once $963 million for fertilizer from Russia is going to become 48 billion US dollars for us to get fertilizers from Russia. If the U.S. is paying more for it, best believe the merchant is going to pay more, and best believe we as consumers are going to pay more. And essentially, that's what it is. So let's use an example of a fertilizer. I printed out this beautiful page of Google. Currently, if you are buying 50 pounds of fertilizer, like a bag of 50-pound fertilizer, it'll be between $110 to $325. And the average cost for like 50 pounds of that is like $215. So you're just going to take that $215, multiply it by 50, add American tax for your local state and whatnot. That's going to be the new price for it, because at the macro level, they're paying more for it. Therefore, at the micro level, as consumers, we will then in turn have to pay more for it. Literally anything and everything, because I also printed out the list of things we import from India. We import machinery, nuclear reactors, boilers, electrical equipment, organic chemicals, mineral fuels, oil. Like, these are all things. Like, the value right now, as of 2022, from India, those things are valued at like 9 million, 9 billion. Nothing is lower than billion, to be honest, except for these ones right here. Everything is like 9 million, 9 billion. So if they have to go past billions and they're just going to do that times their new currency, we're really genuinely, we won't be able to afford the most basic human stuff. And that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I was trying to express. So I hope this answers your question. All right, that's it. Stay up.
So with the cost of living going up, I decided to stop getting shit done, because I also think it's unnecessary. So I started by getting rid of my eyelash extensions, so I no longer have those. I don't dye my hair anymore, so no more bleach, no more highlights. That's my regrets right now. I just took off my nails, shellac. This is my natural nails now. They're so brittle and broken and weak. No more Botox. I don't feel like I even need it because I don't have wrinkles, so why the fuck am I even doing this? It's not a preventative, that's bullshit. Nothing prevents you from aging. It's gonna happen anyways. No more fillers in my lips either, because who the fuck told us that duck lips look good? Anyway, so yeah, this is the new me. I'm gonna go all natural. I don't know who told us to get all this shit done. It's just unnecessary, just wasted money. To mention that all of that stuff that us women get done is so damaging. So if you dye your hair or you can bleach it and all that stuff, it's obviously not good for your hair. It's gonna cause damage. Getting my nails done for the past year has damaged them. Having had eyelash extensions got me an allergy and I almost had to go to hospital. So there you go. Everything that us women get done is actually really fucking bad. And not to mention, it is so time consuming going to all these appointments all the time and just sitting there for hours. Back to fillers and Botox, right? So I've been getting lip filler for the past 8 years or so. And so many times it's happened, because there's a risk with everything, that the filler would migrate to the top of my lips, like up here. And then I would have to get it dissolved and then redone, which is so painful. And then 10 months ago was the last time I got them done. And now there's like a little bubble here somewhere, which is also something that can happen, which also needs to now get dissolved. And when it comes to Botox, it doesn't get rid of your wrinkles. It literally just freezes the muscles in your forehead, which is actually really bad. And that's only very temporarily. So you have to get it done all the time. And it's just so much money. And it doesn't stop you from aging anyway. So what is the point?
Hey, you lot think London's bad, bro? They're charging $10.29 for cocoa butter and $11.49. Yeah, it's long. It's long. It's long. An hour's wages to cream your legs. Man, it's long, bro. It's alright, bro. Now I'll go there, yeah. And just do it on my skin. Are you alright? $11. Hey! I told my dad it was $11 when I was a kid to cream me. He was just lying on the floor. He says, okay, put on your singlets.
Here are the 3 things that I will not give up as the cost of living increases. Getting my hair done. I refuse to not get my hair done. That is the one thing for some girls it's nails, for some girls it's your toes, but for me it's my hair. Like, I need to have my hair done. I do not have the luxury of knowing how to do my own rows or how to braid my own hair. Those genes were not passed down to me. I don't know how to do a lot of hairstyles by myself. Like this, I paid somebody to do. The girlies be charging. You gotta do some digging and try to find the right person that has those price ranges for you. Like, I found out that my cousin does hair, and I have a video on that if you want to watch it on my page of getting my braids done. These knotless braids cost me $180. This is week 4 of my hair. We are still doing good. Honestly, to me, it's worth it in the long run because you can refresh them and make them last longer. The second thing that I will not give up is vacations. Your girl works 40 hours a week. I need to be able to go somewhere and blow off some steam, enjoy my time, like relax or have fun or experience the world. Like, I don't care how expensive it gets. I will always budget traveling because traveling, I love going to places. I was in Mexico a few months ago. I was in New York like 2 months ago. I already have my next trip planned, okay? The things that I get, like, we're willing to give up in my other video that I was talking about, saving that money provides me the ability to be able to travel because I'm saving money on those things. The last thing that I absolutely refuse to give up, my skincare routine. I use Paula's Choice products and I'm obsessed with her stuff, and her stuff is a little bit more higher and a little bit more expensive, but I also use drugstore brands as well. I also use La Roche-Posay and CeraVe and those things as well. But I will spend money on that because that is a luxury to me that is worth spending money on. Let me know in the comments, like, what are the things that you refuse to give up even though the cost of living is insane?
Rent is so expensive that the average minimum wage worker needs either 3 roommates or 4 jobs to afford a 2-bedroom apartment. In fact, there's not a single state in America where a minimum wage worker that's full-time can afford a 2-bedroom apartment. If you live in a state like Arkansas, I used to live there, the minimum wage is like $7.25. You have to work 90 hours a week to afford a 2-bedroom apartment. You have to work 74 hours a week to afford a 1-bedroom apartment. Someone explained to me why we're acting like the workers are the problems when the corporations that are arbitrarily pushing prices up on rent, food, laying off workers, all to maximize their profit. How is this sustainable? How is this system sustainable? Somebody needs to do something. Like, it's like they're putting a squeeze on us. I don't know if you feel like I feel like it's a squeeze right now.
Thousands and thousands of years of human civilization, and we still can't get this stuff right. Why does it cost so much money just to be alive? I have to pay a bunch of money, which is a bunch of my time and labor, just to have a space to occupy. And within that space that I allegedly own, there's a ton of rules about what I can and can't do with it. And not only that, once you fully pay for this overpriced bit of earth that really nobody had the right to own in the first place, no matter what, based on how much it's worth, decided by, again, somebody else, you have to pay the government money every year just to keep having it, or else you go to jail and they keep it. Our ancestors, early hunter-gatherers, spent like at most 15 hours a week providing themselves with food, hunting, foraging, and gathering. The rest of the time, they were just chilling, painting zebra dicks in caves and stuff, having a great time around the fire, singing, doing other stuff, magic mushrooms. All of it was great because the earth provides us. But then some people said, that's my earth, okay? I'll provide you in exchange. But we vibed for hundreds of thousands of years before at one point in time we fucked up bad. And yeah, we ended up with smartphones and TikTok and stuff. and Taco Bell. All of that's cool. But here's the thing you never hear about. Everybody talks about all this innovation that capitalism brings, and they love to use an iPhone as an example, but guess what? Apple didn't invent shit. This is about to blow your mind. You know who invented the touchscreen you're watching this on right now? The government. Your tax dollars. Remember that shit I talked about how I gotta pay just to live? Some of that paid for this shit. The internet, again, the government. Insulin, the government. Touchscreens were developed by a grant from the Library of Congress. And what the fuck does Steve Jobs have to do with that? I'm glad he's dead. I said it. And while we're at it, we don't need to utilize slave and child labor to have all these nice things in technology. We just choose to so that certain people can have certain super mega yachts that they only use 2 days out of the year. Like, it just blows my mind that so much human suffering happens every fucking day so that trillions of dollars can just sit in a computer in somebody's account doing nothing. Elon must pay like, what, 40-some billion dollars for Twitter? You know how much human suffering could be ended with 40-some billion dollars? Probably fucking most of it, to be honest, but nobody would ever do that. I just want a simple life. I don't need to be a billionaire. Everyone would be better if they never existed. Nobody earned that.
You're literally saying eat the rich because you're subconsciously telling yourself that you'll never be rich.
We are saying eat the rich because the rich and the wealthy are literally making the wealth gap so big that the poor are being unalived. I don't know how many times people have to tell y'all this, but most of us are closer to being out on the street than ever seeing six figures. The cost of living is so ridiculous right now that you have to have more than one job. I don't know if y'all are watching what is going on in San Diego with houselessness, but it's really fucking terrible. Watch this clip.
You get told that everything you own is getting thrown away, and if you try to touch it, you go to jail, which makes it even worse on you. I've been ticketed for homelessness, I've been arrested for homelessness, and I've been told that I'm going to get arrested anywhere in San Diego County.
It is literally illegal to be houseless, but the way that systemic oppression works, once you're houseless, it's extremely difficult to not be houseless. People keep bringing empathy into this, and they're like, oh, you lack empathy if you don't care about those billionaires who were on that submarine. I've been around a lot of rich people, and I've been around a lot of wealthy people. There is this bubble that they get put in to the point where they don't see houseless people. They think that houselessness is not a problem, and they think that anybody who becomes houseless or anybody who is experiencing poverty got that way because of poor life choices. Not, because of our shitty healthcare system, which slams people with these giant bills, and the fact that people get sick in the first place because they can't afford food that's not filled with poison. Also, rent control is not a thing. Minimum wage is still ridiculously low. COVID, I can just keep going all day. The point is that we're being so brainwashed into thinking that we can escape poverty, and the point is that the way that this country is going, that is extremely difficult. And if you want to bring spirituality into this, when you're doing money manifestations, you're supposed to wish abundance on other people. You're not supposed to turn away from systemic problems. You're actively supposed to help and hope for abundance for everyone, and question and fight against those who are hoarding wealth, which is limiting the resources for everybody else. So on a spiritual level, if you want to take it there, being a billionaire is against spirituality, because to get to that level of wealth, you have to oppress thousands upon thousands of people. Eat the rich isn't this crab in a barrel concept where we don't want anybody to win. We want everybody to win, and the problem is that is not fucking happening. I'm logging off for today. My blood pressure is too high for this. I just need to say my piece.
Once, owning a home was a big part of the American dream. But now, houses are becoming so expensive, many people are choosing to rent instead.
We have an unprecedented opportunity, at least in my working lifetime, to really press rents.
press rents on renewals because the country is highly occupied. We're 97.5%. And so where are people going to go? They can't go anywhere. They want to be in apartments, so they have to be in apartments. And we have a tremendous opportunity to press both on
Part 2 of things that I have given up as the cost of living increases.
Oh my god, I love this game. For me, number one is...
How much do we have left? 40 bucks. That's it? Well, you guys want to get some meat?
Back in the day, you used to be able to go to the store with $1 and get 2 bags of chips, mad candy, and a honey bun. I just spent $2.59 for 2 honey buns and a bag of chips.
Yo, this is what $70 gets you at Walmart. Yep, that's it. $70.
Is anybody else getting slaughtered at the grocery store lately? The cheese I buy used to be $7.99. You know how much it is now? $18. Tell me how that's right. And don't even get me started on trying to eat healthy. Have you priced lean beef lately? They don't even take cash for that. You literally have to bring them a gold brick and hand it to them. By the time